think we are quite delirious.
I love Australian breakfast already.
This is a Mapo Tofu jaffle.
This is a Vada puff burger. Can I please have one, please?
No.
We are now sadly leaving Singapore and heading up to our next destination. We're going to Australia.
Celebration.
Celebration. It's gonna be a 7-hour flight. Boarding right now, and it's gonna be overnight, so we will have to try to catch some sleep. And we're not very good at that.
Terrible, actually.
Into Melbourne. Current weather conditions for arrival, rather cool start to the morning and
Good morning.
Well, I slept at least 20 minutes.
My phone says I've slept for 2 hours and 20, so that's alright.
It's gonna be a fun day.
we do look forward to seeing you again when you next choose to fly with Jetstar. Thank you and good morning.
And with that, we're here in Melbourne. Feels really good to be here. The air smells nice.
Super fresh.
Yeah.
It's also not as humid as in Singapore.
Much cooler as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, just looking forward to getting some good coffee to wake up a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, that was an okay flight, I think.
We had one drink they offered us.
Yeah, one water.
Yeah.
Slightly dehydrated now.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, we're gonna grab an Uber to the city center. Okay, so we checked into our hostel in the center of Melbourne, and now it's time to go out and explore a little. First on our agenda is grab a bite to eat and some coffee. Yes. Yeah, good to be here.
So good, I'm looking like Mark Wiens. And that doesn't happen a lot. No, but seriously, the bacon is so crispy. Avocado is perfectly ripe, and it's just such a good combination. I love Australian breakfast already.
Our bodies desperately want to go to sleep, and it's not breakfast time, but we're having breakfast right now. We're having some coffee, some incredible bagels, and I think we are quite delirious, but it's still a very good way to spend a day here in Melbourne. We have no plan actually what to do next. We're just gonna walk around, enjoy the views, enjoy the sights, and whatever we can find to eat. Cheers.
Central Melbourne is the perfect area for what we're doing right now. Just walking around, looking at some cool street art, sitting in cute cafes and bars. It's just a really nice area to hang out in.
I don't know why these few alleys here became like this center for street art here in Melbourne, but everything is full of street art and graffiti.
I also really like that it's not only the walls that are full of street art, but also the floors, the bins, the poles, everything. It's quite cool.
Everywhere you look.
Yeah, and you always discover something new. It's about 2 hours later. Got another coffee and a cheeky cookie. It's peanut butter and chocolate chip.
We gotta stay awake somehow. Okay, this is our first real day here in Melbourne. The first day that we are actually experiencing consciously and not in a state of constant delirium.
We had a good night's sleep.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So we just grabbed a coffee and we're on our way to Queenvictoriamarket, which is a really big market where they sell fresh produce and other things. I think it's...
We'll find out.
Yeah, I think it's like a big fresh food market and it's supposed to be very popular. And right now they also have this street food festival there, or food festival there, and today it's all about snacks.
Our favorite.
In their program. So I hope that we'll see a lot of really good snacks from all over the world. Okay, so this is a Vada puff burger. Vada puff is a street food snack from Mumbai. It consists of this potato ball, which is fried in chickpea batter, and then it also has some sauce on it. I think this is tamarind sauce. And on here we also got some like chili flakes and some garlic. We have tried this in Mumbai actually. It has a bit of a different bread there. And the traditional puff bread is more like a mini burger bun, which is super soft, and this is more like a traditional burger bun. So let's see how this one tastes.
Also good. Yeah, this street food snack originated in Mumbai, and it, I think, was invented as like a really poor man's snack that everyone could afford. And that's also why it's carbs on carbs on carbs.
Well, not everyone can afford it here. I think this was $16.
It's a
quite
different
expensive.
game here. Yeah.
The sauce is a little bit sour, but also a little bit spicy. I really love it. And also the patata vada, which I think is what you call this patty, is super delicious as well. It's packed with herbs and spices. And also they told me that this burger is actually vegan, so that's also very good.
Okay, now we can go back inside because we had to go outside because the music was so loud. And we're gonna get another snack. So this snack here caught my eye. This is a Mapo Tofu jaffle. A jaffle is, I think, 2 pieces of white toast crammed on top of each other. And Mapo Tofu is a Chinese Sichuan dish. It's like a very spicy tofu soup. And that's why I thought this was interesting, because crammed between 2 pieces of toast sounds good. I definitely get a lot of Sichuan pepper, which is the defining feature of the dish. Filling is more like an empanada filling from the consistency. And you can see the tofu here, also some minced pork I think is always inside, and it's very flavorful. It's not that spicy, but you definitely get that typical Sichuan pepper flavor. Traditionally, it's a very spicy dish. First time I had this, I was just sweating the whole time because it's also a very hot soup. So I think this makes it a little bit more tame and nice as well. Pretty expensive for this small piece of toast.
Expensive.
But I think we just have to get used to that, because here at these markets, the prices aren't cheap. I think it'll be more ramen for us tonight.
Yeah, the 7-Eleven kind of ramen, not the $20 kind of ramen.
Very cheap, very, very cheap.
I love these hats. Can I please have one, please?
No.
Please.
No.
I want a donut. I mean, they must be good. You see how long the queue is? So we read online that you can't leave Queen Victoria Market without trying these jam-filled donuts. And we didn't want to break any rules because also there were high fines, blah blah blah, so we got to. It's sugary. I think they're filled with strawberry jam. Oh my god. They taste super fresh, they're warm, they're sweet, and the strawberry jam also tastes quite fresh and natural. It's really good. You know, sometimes rules just make sense.
Yeah, and we like to follow rules, you know.
We're German, you know.
Yeah, and you can end up in jail as well, and we wouldn't want that.
Okay, there's a whole nother roofed area with a lot of deli shops here. And also I think there's a food court as well. I think we could spend half a day here or maybe a full day. I mean, we have already spent half a day here. Okay, so the food court is actually coming soon. We just read that it's about to open in the second half of 2022, so depending on when you watch this video, it might be already open and you can check it out.
This market complex is just really cool. You've also got this farmers market, and in general they have tons of events like the Melbourne Food and Wine Festival, which we enjoyed a lot. And also on Wednesday evening they have a night market, and I think we'll have to come back and check that out as well. But for now we'll continue our exploration of Melbourne CBD, and the next stop is a very familiar area for us because we've just come from Singapore, and it's Chinatown. So we're, I think, very curious to check that out and maybe compare it a little bit. But before we head off into Chinatown, we had to take a look at the public library here in Melbourne. I mean, look at it. It's such a cool library. It's pretty impressive. Wouldn't mind sitting here for a few hours. Just have to deal with people taking a picture of you all day long, because the view from up here, pretty spectacular.
And maybe the occasional smartphone dropping
That's
on your
being
head.
dropped on your head, yeah. Okay, so I think Chinatown here in Melbourne is definitely not as huge as we're used to with Singapore and Bangkok. And also right now it's not very bustling. Like, not many shops are open. Could also be because it's a Sunday or also because of COVID. But I mean, we've spent a lot of time in Chinatown in these past few days and weeks. And so I think we can continue our journey and just walk slowly back to our hostel. Maybe have a snack in between.
We just got ourselves a nice little cup of chai at Melbourne's first authentic chaiwala. It is quite cool. It's just this little shop which sells chai and samosas and also some nice little cakes. It's a classic masala chai and it's really good. We had to get this because we love masala chai. We drank it almost every day in India and it's very, very sweet there. This one is a bit less sweet, which I kind of like, but it's got the same amount of spices in there, so it's a good one.
We ended our first day in Melbourne with a drink by the river, and instead of cheap ramen we indulged in some delicious Weet-Bix back at our hostel. It's safe to say that Melbourne instantly won us over with its relaxed atmosphere, incredible food options and very serious coffee culture, which made us excited for the next few days. So we'll see you in the next one.